All right. Hey everyone, this is Zero in 2019. This is the first voice recorded video commentary for 2019, and I hope you guys have been having a wonderful year so far. Yeah, and also great list of resolutions. I'll be talking about my resolution in the next video. One of them is trying to get better at laying down a good rough sketch, like coming up with good idea, like figuring out a good pose and a good foundation for the art piece before I commit. So as much as I hate to show this video or this process, I'm going to anyways. I think this is a good learning experience for me and for other people if they're trying to figure out the good process for approaching art. Of course, it's always unpredictable, at least for me. So yeah, you can see here, I'm going to talk about this artwork's process. It's time-lapse video from Procreate, so it's pretty fast, so I'll try to cover it as soon as I can, or as much as I can. As you see, I've done a lot of draw overs over on top of each other, lowered the opacity, and redrew over and over again, and it is a pretty rough drawing. You can tell that I'm struggling here. You can tell that I didn't really think about what the character would be doing, and like what kind of pose and what emotion I'm trying to connect with the viewer. So yeah, that's definitely the lesson. And you just saw here, I masked it, and I guess I was like, I wanted to just commit and just assume that I will be able to figure it out as I go along. And I've kind of ran into that issue a couple times or several times before in the past, and I should have learned the lesson. Usually, sometimes it turns out really well if it's not completely solved in the first stage and first part of the process. Sometimes, yeah, it turns out better. But you do run into a lot of struggles and obstacles, and you have to overcome those obstacles and frustrations. I definitely felt some of the frustrations here. A lot of the warp tools, and thank God that's available on Procreate now. I've been spoiled by the liquify tool, so I've been relying on that a lot, which is fine, but yeah, you can see that the eyes, I've redrawn the eyes several times. The eyes do evoke a lot of the emotion. So I'm masking here. Pretty redundant process, but it is a predictable process for me, so it has helped me. I do think the clothing wasn't completely like all figured out, but I'm pretty satisfied with it at the end. After masking, I go straight into adding blushes and just adding some hues, their variations. I call it staining, and I go straight onto the skin and adding makeups. And I tend to go straight into the skin first for some reason. Maybe I should try a different approach, like maybe opposite approach. But yeah, you can tell I'm still making adjustments to the face, and I'm personally very obsessive over getting the face to look right, and I think that might be the reason why maybe I'm too obsessed with it, and I'm so passionate about capturing the aesthetically pleasing part of the character and not necessarily what that character purpose is in that image and what they're trying to do. I think I captured a little bit of the emotion at the end, and some of her, like, kept her attitude towards the end, kind of the enigmatic kind of look and mysterious like vibe, and the mood of the whole piece. Yeah, here I'm adding a lot. I'm beginning to add the ambient occlusion. Usually I use the brush pen brush underneath the, like, a pen column or pen section. I think it's in pen section. I would have to double check. But this time I took a little bit of different approach, more experimental. I used the soft brush and chiseled away with like hard eraser to add like the hard edges to the soft, like soft areas, like airbrushing. And here I'm establishing like the light source, which is gonna hit, or like which angle it's gonna hit her face, her clothing, where the bounce light's gonna come from. Probably not the I mean, there's no like absolute one way to do it, so this is my way of trying it out. I've taken a different approach in the past, but this time I do tend to like deviate from process that I'm totally comfortable with. I try to be creative with like coming up with different approach to like tackling certain challenges. So I think it worked pretty well. I'm probably not the best, but it worked pretty well. So you just saw that flickering and the image significantly changed. That was a post-processing stage. It's very integral part of my process, which is I like duplicate a lot of the images of the same image, merge it, use different types of layers and special types of layers, turn the opacity down and merge it again and duplicate it again, and keep experimenting until the image looks like sharp, looks lively, and just it comes out of the background. Here, I'm pretty embarrassed to kind of talk about what I was doing here. I was experimenting and adding some sophisticated, like abstract looking background behind her. At the end, it didn't really work out because it was so busy. I had a lot of fun, but it was really busy. It was adding too much noise and unnecessary attention away from the character, which is not the point of the portrait. So I decided to like blur it out, push it far back, lighten it up, like add some fog and misty, like kind of the eerie and beautiful look. And you just saw like more tweaks to the face. As always, I'm not too satisfied with the face, so I'm gonna keep going. At least I didn't spend only on the face the entire time. I've done that before, which is a bad habit, and that is clearly my obsessive, like impulsive way of trying to solve a problem, like just immediately. I've learned to build up the image gradually over time together. So I'm pretty satisfied here at this point. The face, the way she looks and the way she squints, and she doesn't look pissed off anymore. And you just saw another flicker of images. That was the last post-processing. I think which is really important. I ended up just taking away the whole background. But I end up bringing it back because the white background did look pretty good. So the time lapse has stopped right here, but I'll just keep talking about it a little bit more, about Deathverse and why I added the butterfly. I'm not gonna necessarily go too much detailed into it because I don't want to spoil it or I think it's good to save it for a good impression, and when I reveal it as a whole package, I can't promise if it's gonna be revealed soon or not. And I do wish I had the time and budget or effort to be able to just invest in my own IP. I mean, developing your IP is incredibly fun, and thanks to Patreon and you guys for giving me that opportunity and ability to do it. Without that kind of like financial support and just confidence from you guys and belief that means so much. I know it sounds kind of cliche to say it. I know a lot of people say it, but there's a reason why it is genuine. So yeah, I hope I will be able to finish this and finally be able to share what this Deathverse world is about. I think that would be a really, really awesome way to just give back what you guys have been giving me for last 3 years. So and feel free to contact me directly, like private message me or comment, or even on social media. I do have Discord channel. It is the public channel is pretty live, meaning it's pretty active, but the Patreon only channel has been a little bit that's something I'm gonna try to work on with the mods, but has been a little bit quiet. Maybe some of you guys are a little bit shy or something. I'm definitely not anybody intimidating, so don't be afraid to send messages. And I do if you have sent me messages in the past, I do apologize not replying back, because I do read them all, but sometimes when I read them, I'm in the middle of something or driving, and I try to remind myself to reply, but I end up not replying because I forget sometimes. But do don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Just give me some suggestions. What you guys liked about the video? Any contents that were included in the batch 1 or batch 2 content of the month. Just anything will be really, really cool. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about something less of the process or art related next time. I'm gonna kind of cover like what my personal goals and resolutions are for 2019. So I hope you guys stay tuned for that. It will be exclusive for $10 Patreons. And maybe I will share that on YouTube in the future too, but time exclusive for you guys. Yeah. But until then, I'll see you guys, and then thank you.